Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. It's Thursday, October 22nd, 2020. I'm Jennifer Cotton, and this is my weekly Facebook Live. So if you're watching, thank you very much. If you're watching replay, thank you very much. I'm looking for my video over here on my iPad so I can make sure I'm live. Yes, I am. So I hope everybody is having a great day. We're having kind of, hey Pam, weird weather here in Texas, of course. I think it's going to be hot today, and then a cold front's coming through. It's going to be cool this weekend, but next week it's going to be hot again. Anyway, but I hope you're having a great day. I'm Jennifer Cotton. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Midlothian, Texas. And what that means is I teach people how to make greeting cards, scrapbook pages, gift packaging, home decor items, and more with stamps, ink, paper, etc. And then, of course, I carry those products. I sell them. You can purchase them from me. And they are, I have an online store, all that stuff. It's Stampin' Up! Merchandise, so everything matches and coordinates. It's awesome. And I've been doing this for 19 years. So it is my full-time job. So let me say hi to everybody. I'm going to look over here to the side. Hey, Betty and Cindy and Sherry, Linda in Idaho, Betty in Oregon. My thumb is not working here. Linda in Mansfield. Dana, hey, Little Elm. I'm like making you guys' comments shake, I guess, so it's hard for me to read them. Hey Betty, thanks for sharing. Kim, good morning. Pam, good morning. I was just texting with you, Pam. Hey Rhonda in Nevada, nice, good morning. Charlotte, Shirley, Rhonda Knoll, hey Landa, good morning. She says good morning to everybody. Pat, Linda shared, thank you. Okay, so good morning, everybody. Today I'm going to be making 3 cards for you with the Poinsettia Petals bundle. Yay! Which one of my favorites for sure from the holiday catalog currently with Stampin' Up. And so we're going to make 3 cards. And if you're new to stamping, ask me questions. I can help you get started with stamping. As you guys come on, say hi like everybody else is, because that will get you entered into a drawing to win the 3 cards I'm going to make today. Also, when you share the video, you have a chance to win the cards as well. So you can get your name in twice, basically, sharing and commenting. And, but make sure you comment that you shared, like Shirley just did, like Pat, like Cindy, and lots of other people. Thank you guys very much. Sharing and commenting and clicking like and clicking the hearts and all that stuff helps me in my business. So I appreciate that. And, so the small, thank you for that is a chance to win the prizes, the cards. Okay. So that's what we're doing today. Don't forget, if you place an online order with me this month, October 2020, if it's $25 or more with this month's host code, which is a little code you enter when you're checking out called host code. You click the plus and type it in. If your order is 25 or more, you'll get a free class packet to make 4 cards using the Poinsettia Petals bundle. So you will need to provide your own stamps and ink. I'll mail you the packet all cut, ready to just stamp and assemble, and I'll email you a PDF tutorial. And this one, I'm showing this today, and guess what? I'm going to show 2 of the cards, like I'm going to demonstrate them, and then I'll show you a sneak peek of the other 2 cards. Now, if your order online with the host code is $50 or more, you're also going to get a free full accessory from me. I'm trying to do the beaded pearls as your freebie, but they are low inventory. So if they run out, and I can't order those at the time, I believe it'll be the red sheer ribbon. So just a heads up on that. But free with a $50 purchase, the card kit, the PDF, and the accessory. Now, just a side note, if your order is $150 or more when you order online, don't use the host code, because Stampin' Up! Is going to give you give you free merchandise. If you use the host code, they won't give it to you. So they'll give you a minimum $15 in free merchandise that you get to pick when you're ordering, and then I'll still give you my gifts. Hey, everybody. All right, who else is here? Linda shared. Good morning, Shirley. Beverly, Bev, I should say, in Florida. Hello. Chris, hello. Rhonda, thanks for sharing. Hey, Debbie. Hey, Pat. Thanks for sharing. Shirley, you're almost to your 20-year anniversary. Yes, Betty, next year. So November is my real, when I'm 19 years. So next November will be 20 years with Stampin' Up, which is crazy. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Catherine in Virginia. Hey, Pat. Dana in North Carolina. Ruth, good morning. Diana. Linda Harrell. Robin, good morning. Thanks for sharing, Sherry. Okay, so what else is going on? This month's classes, I do 4 classes every month that anybody can take in any location where you live. So in anywhere in the United States, they are offered to go, meaning you use your own stamps and make them at home. If you are local, there's a couple of options for you as well. A lot of my local customers take it to go, use their own stamps at home, same thing. But you can also check out a tub of supplies for 24 hours, stamp it at home with my stuff, bring the tub back the next day, or you can attend live. Very limited seating available due to social distancing and all that, but there's a live option as well. So there's 4 classes every month. I'm talking about November's classes now. We've already had October, and all 4 have the tub option. All 4 you can add on shipping when you register. We cut, die cut, punch, emboss, everything possible. So you just have to stamp and assemble. Each one only uses 1 stamp set. Each includes a PDF tutorial. Each one you can add on that stamp set or bundle when you register. You can purchase only the tutorials, but of course my team gets those for free. So if you're on my team, don't purchase those. Okay, so the first 2 are card class and scrapbook class, and those are $15 or free with a $20 order. So you place a $20 order separate from my online ordering special, different host code, and you register for the class. You have to do both, and then you will get a class packet to make 4 cards. So this month, the card class is going to use Celebration Tidings out of our holiday catalog. If you need one, let me know. If you're local, you can pick it up right off my porch, and I can mail it to long distance. So page 58, I don't have, I couldn't pull the stamp set just to show it on screen because it is packed up for my retreat next weekend. But Celebration Tidings, so we're going to do fall and Christmas cards with that for a card class. $15 free with a $20 order. And registration links will be out by November 1st when I do my newsletter email. I have not created the links yet. Scrapbook class, 3 12x12 pages, $15 free with a $20 order. That's a great deal. 3 12x12s for a $20 order. Everything's cut, punch, die cut, etc. And we're going to use the awesome Peace and Joy bundle for Christmas pages this month. So we'll die cut what we can for you. You'll stamp with your Peace and Joy stamp set. Rhonda says, yay, retreat. Yes, we're excited about that. And the to-go retreat, everybody who registered for that, those are getting mailed Friday. I cut the class, the optional class, and Landa cut the whole retreat stuff, and she brought it over yesterday, and she helped me finish bagging the class that I cut, and so they are ready for me to mail, I guess, tomorrow. Anyway, so 3 12x12 pages with Peace and Joy, so Christmas themes for scrapbook class. Now, the next 2 classes are not free with an order because they include product with your order. And I'm starting something new with these. You can still take them like you always have, no worries. But I'm adding a club where you can sort of pre-register and prepay for these every month, Sampler and Stamp-A-Stack. Once you've been in the club for 6 months consecutively with no interruptions, and not that you bought the class from me for 6 months separately, but that you registered for the club and you got the PayPal like draft, you get $25 in free merchandise from me. So easiest club ever. And I'm still setting up the links to join the club through PayPal. I'm like troubleshooting these links. But anyway, I'll be sending out a separate email for that soon, as well as my normal, here's the monthly classes email. Hey, Terry, shared it. Fire. I can't tell what that last emoji is, and that's because of my eyesight. But I see the smiley face and the fire. Is it leaves? I can't see. Turkey? I can't tell what it is, but good morning. Hey, Barbara, good morning. Rhonda says, yay, Landa, we love you. My customers love Landa as much as I do because of all the work she does for them. Thanks for sharing, Sherry. Okay, cool. So, I'm trying to, sampler class is where we cut everything for you to be able to make a 12 by 12 home decor piece. This is the one, hey Pam, good morning, from last month, I guess. The one for September. October's is fall, and it's gorgeous in my opinion, but the tub thing is still going on, so people are checking out those samples right now, basically. So I don't have it here, but here's the one from Halloween from September. Sorry for all those reflections on the screen. But you don't get the frame, of course. But those are like $10 at Walmart, so that's easy to purchase yourself. We cut everything. You get $20 or more in merchandise with your fee, and it cost $28. So if you join the club, it's $28. If you purchase it just for 1 month, it's $28. So there'll be 2 different links. Join the club, then you never have to click the link again until you want to cancel. Or you can just say, I'm just only going to buy it for December or whatever. But this month, we're going to use Poinsettia Petals and make a beautiful Christmas sampler. It's going to be gorgeous. You're going to get, with your $20 in merchandise, that's before tax and shipping, the Poinsettia Place designer paper, the plush Poinsettia designer paper, some ribbon, some beaded pearls, and of course, if I have to change them because of back orders, then what you get with the fee, then I'll change it, but it'll still be $20 worth. And then the Stamp a Stack club or class is same thing I just described. 12 cards for $30, and you get $20 in merchandise. It couldn't be a better deal. Of course, shipping is separate, and you can add shipping on. You can join the club with shipping or without. Anyway, because so many of my customers are local and would just want to pick up and not pay shipping. So we're going to do the Snowflake Wishes bundle for Stamp a Stack this month. 12 cards, 4 designs, 3 of each. We punch, die cut, etc. Everything we can. I guess I should flip those dies around. It's going to be so pretty. This is our last month of all Christmas Stamp a Stack. Speaking of Snowflake Wishes, that was my online order special for last month. So these were the cards from last month that you got a kit in the mail. And then a PDF tutorial emailed to you to complete your kit. And of course, any embossing or die cutting or anything like that you see on here, we did for them. Anything possibly we could. So hopefully that makes sense about the clubs. I'll be sending out an email. If you're not on my email list, you can join it anytime. There'll be a link in this video. There's a link on my blog. There's links everywhere to join my email list. Or you can just email me and say, add this email address to your email list. But I'm excited about it. That way I can reward you, especially people who take these classes from me every month. But you do have to join the club officially through the PayPal link to get the rewards. Hey Sharon, thanks for sharing. And Cindy, good to see you, Cindy. Good morning. Carol in Connecticut, thanks for sharing. Hey Shirley in Maine. It's leaves, Terry, thank you. I would be like getting my readers on so I could see it when I'm not doing the Facebook Live. If y'all know what I mean. Okay, so let's see. So that's that. Now, I finally scheduled my next stamping bingo. It's going to be so much fun. It's online, on Zoom. Anyone can do Zoom. It's free for everybody. Hey, Tammy. So anyone in the U.S. can participate in, of course, all of these, like I said, but Saturday, November 28th. That's the Saturday after Thanksgiving, which this year, who knows, you may not even have had a big family gathering. But either way, if you did, you can get away from them. And if you didn't, I can entertain you. So it's going to be holiday tags and gift card holders will be your projects that you'll make on Saturday, November 28th. Sign up by November 15th so we can mail your packets in time. All prizes will be from the holiday catalog, which is this catalog here. Different prizes from my last bingo, and there'll be some gift certificates as well, so you can just pick your own prizes. But really, it's a stamping class, and we play some bingo for fun as well. Let's see. So you need Zoom. The link is coming out soon. I just haven't had time to finish it yet. I always send the link first to everyone who did bingo last time, just because I know they're interested in it and waiting for that link, and then I get the customer email out and post it on my VIP group and all that stuff. But what your fee includes, which your fee is $42, you get a bingo card, of course, some product to use on your projects, and you keep the leftovers, so you might get 1/4 of a pack of designer paper, a portion of ribbon, things like that. It's like a little goodie bag, plus, of course, the cardstock cut, prepped, ready for you to stamp and assemble for at least 4 projects, gift card holders, and holiday tags. We're going to use the Peace and Joy bundle. Yay, another use for that. I think this would make such cute gift tags and gift card holders, right? So cute. So we're going to use that. So make sure you have that, or like always, you can add it on when you register. We cut everything for you except, and I meant to say this on on Stamp a Stack and Sampler, we don't cut your designer paper because you're getting your own pack or 1/4 of a pack or whatever. So in general, we don't cut that. We give you instructions. You cut that yourself. 6 games of bingo, chance to win prizes, other door prize drawing, and it's just a fun evening with stampers as well. So $42 with shipping, $34 if you just want to pick it up, your packet from me. And you can add on bingo cards when you register and stuff. So any questions on that, let me know. And then my sneak peek event has been scheduled. I've put out the link to register with my team and my VIP group, but I haven't sent out the big customer email yet. But what this is in January, we get a new catalog, 2 new catalogs from Stampin' Up. We're calling it the January to June mini catalog. It's kind of like the spring, summer, we used to call it occasions book. All new product. Like, it'll be probably comparable to this one, which is 83 pages of new product. And by the way, if you want anything from this book, get it before the beginning of January, because that's when it goes away. But what was I saying? So it comes out in January. Demonstrators get to see it at the very beginning of November. So I will get to see it and start figuring out what I'm going to use on it then. But it's a sneak peek event in December. So it's December 12th, local here at the Midlothian Civic Center. You are going to make 10 different cards from the upcoming new Celebration and January to June mini. So Celebration is our big sale we have every year. And for every 50 you spend, you get a free gift. We'll be using stuff from both catalogs at this sneak peek event. You'll get product with your fee. You'll get door prize entry. There's an optional card swap that you can do live or to go. There's 2 stamping demonstrations, which we'll stream on a special Facebook group for those people. Somebody put the mad face. And it's $45. Add shipping if you need it. So the deadline is December 4th. So about this event, you want to, in my opinion, be a demonstrator if you get it to go, because you won't be able to purchase the stamps that we're using if you're not a demonstrator until January. Or you could purchase it and just wait until you can purchase the stamps in January to stamp it. So hopefully that makes sense. Any questions, let me know. Thanks for sharing, Stacy and Pam. I see Barbara, they'll be, what does she say? They'll be wanting to get away from my family. Oh, that'll be me wanting to get away from my family, of course. Yay, I'm glad y'all are excited about bingo. Oh, put my finger in there. Stacy's late, that's okay, I'm still talking, of course. Okay, so Stampin' Up! Specials, we still have our designer paper special, 15% off, 15 different papers. So, I had a trouble putting the link to the flyer last week in the video. There was some issues, but anyway, I'm going to make a comment with the link to this flyer so you can see it close up. But there's the first half, and then there's all these, 15% off, including the one I'm going to use today, Poinsettia Petals designer paper. That's till the end of October only. And it's a great sale because there's no minimum. You can just get one designer paper for 15% off or 10, whatever you choose. Or multiples of one design. And then I've shown you already what demonstrators get to pre-order right now. This is coming out November 3rd, so that's not too far away. Today's the 22nd. You can order this stuff November 3rd. Curvy Christmas. The classic Christmas designer paper, 6x6, and quite curvy bundle. So the curvy dies and the quite curvy stamp set. But you can get it today if you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and you get a discount on it. And if you're not a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, purchase the starter kit today. Why not? It's only $99 plus tax, free shipping. And you purchase it today, and you can add that stuff to the kit if you want. Just contact me. I'll give you all the info. But always the kit's $99. You pick 125 of anything you want. So it's a great savings and deal already. And then there's no obligation to stay active. Of course, I have an awesome team. Half the people watching this video are on my team. And we have our online Facebook group. We have monthly team meetings that are streamed on Facebook Live and in person now. We've got about, we're averaging 8 to 10 people live. But anyway, that's fine. And then we stream it on Facebook. And it's just a lot of fun. You get a discount. Ooh, hearts. Pat, yes. Pat's in my team. You get a discount, of course, on all your purchases. There's no obligation. If you don't purchase a certain amount, nothing bad happens. You just drop out and then, or sell. You just drop out and you can rejoin at any time. So it's a no, what's that word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word, but I don't want to say no obligation, but no risk. Hey, Linda. Okay, so contact me if you want info on that. Last but not least, Paper Pumpkin is going to be super cute this month. That's our monthly craft kits in the mail. Thank you, Deb. Yeah, we do other stuff as a team as well. I just can't think right now. Anyway, Paper Pumpkin, the monthly craft kit in the mail. You get a stamp set, which this is a sneak peek. And then whatever supplies to make what the kit is. So this month the kit is 15 gingerbread themed gift card holders. Now, of course, you can turn those into gift tags. You can turn them into cards or scrapbook pages, like any project you want. You can see from the sneak peek that there's a cutout of a gingerbread house. There are little, it's hard to see where I'm pointing, peppermint embellishments that are going to be sticky back, I'm assuming. Peppermint candy embellishments, curly rooftop designs. It seems like it's going to be adorable. Of course, it always includes a full stamp set. For only $22, you get a stamp set. You get a box that comes to your house. It's a surprise. Like, I don't know anything besides this sneak peek either. You get instructions, a full stamp set. This is one from a couple months ago. I don't have mine from this month yet because my credit card had expired. Adhesive, embellishments. Of course, they're different every month. You get ink, and then whatever supplies you need to, I just dropped some of these, to make whatever the project is. This was a fall and Halloween themed project. So, I'm not sure what all just fell out of there. So, Paper Pumpkin is awesome, but I'm especially excited about this month's which is November's. So to get it, hey Terry, good morning. Somebody just said cute. Dana, yes, it definitely looks cute. So to get the Jolly Gingerbread Kit, what do you need to do? You can either go to my store and purchase it. You click 1 month. It's $22 plus tax and shipping, and you buy it. And then they'll send you an email and say, activate your 1 month subscription here, and you do that by the 10th. November 10th, either way, is the deadline to get the kit for that month. Or you click the link I'm going to post for you guys and you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, and then every month you'll get charged only $22 plus tax, and you'll get the kit for the month. The 10th is the deadline to cancel. You can cancel at any time or purchase the kit for that month. Seems like I was going to say something. Oh, so you can subscribe or just purchase it. And when you purchase, there is an option for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months worth. But that's a one-time purchase, not a continual subscription. Paper pumpkins are great for yourself. Duh. But they're also great gifts. They're great activities. Like that could be a great Thanksgiving activity if you are going to have company or children to entertain or whatever. Great gifts for people who are bored, lonely, etc. during this time, or any time really. So it's awesome. Any questions on any of that, let me know. As a reminder, I'm going to turn the camera down now. As a reminder, don't forget to say hi when you come on, because that will enter you to win these 3 cards I'm going to make today. I'm going to point you down now. Using Poinsettia Petals. See, I'm telling you guys, yesterday I set up the camera and I centered this, and now it's not centered anymore. Every darn time. Anyway, so make a comment and or share the video to get entered to win these. And when you share, just make sure you comment shared, and that will tell me that you shared, because Facebook is like, that's private information and they don't tell me, basically. So this is the stamp set and dies I'm going to use today. It's a bundle, of course. All of our bundles, when you hear the word bundle, means you can purchase them for 10% off, but they are sold separately if you only want one or the other. This first card is not one of my online ordering special cards, and I'll explain why it's not as I make it. But these are the supplies, which I will give you details on in just a second. On this card, I'm going to use the Celebration Labels dies, which I just love. Like, these stand alone, but there is the stamp set that goes with them, of course. But these labels are so awesome. So I have already die cut that one, which is the third, no, I need to look. Maybe it's the second size up. No, I believe it is the third one. It's playing tricks on my eye. The third size up. Let me put it against that red so you can see it. From Very Vanilla Cardstock. Okay, so that's done. Which you'll see what die cutting is in a minute if you don't know what that is. And then the designer paper I'm using is Poinsettia Place, and it looks like this. Well, this is one of the designs. I'm going to show you a few. But this is the one I'm going to use today. So I did not pre-do it for the video, I don't think. But these are the 2 flowers I used on my original sample, and you can see they're cut out right from the middle, so they're die cut out. Those are the only 2 on that half of the sheet that fit. So I put, hopefully you can see this on here, little sticky notes to show me where, so I could remember to tell you guys. These are the 4 flowers on this entire sheet, and you get 2 sheets of each design in a pack that fit this die here. Just a heads up, it's not the whole sheet, but basically out of the whole pack you can get 8 of them. So these 4 are the same exact shape as this die, sorry. And it will fit, you just have to keep turning it. So that's one of the designs. And then there's the back. And then I'll just sort of flip through these quickly, I may have shown this paper on the video before, but as you can see, I've used a lot of it, so it's, excuse me, cut up into different sizes and whatever here. And you may see some repeating patterns. But this paper is designed to coordinate with the Poinsettia Petals bundle. Of course, you can use any papers you want on their own. And this one is on sale for $9.78 through the end of October. So there's that. So this is the design I used for the card here. And I'll give you measurements in a minute. So I did this yesterday because I already had a 6 by 12 piece left over from something, so it was cut in half. But what I'm going to do today is more what I would normally do, which is hand cut up to the image I want to die cut out, and then loosely cut it out, and then I'll die cut it. Of course, you could just hand cut out these images, and you can hand cut all the other ones out. And even this one, if you didn't want to go to the trouble of the die cutting portion, which I don't think it's trouble, but if you do, you could do that instead. So, of course, be aware of that. So, there's my 2 flowers, and I have this left over to do whatever I want with. Okay, so those are going to get die cut out, and that's why this isn't one of my online ordering specials, because I would only be able to literally get 8 flowers for each person. So anyway, we're not doing that. Although I guess I could have made you hand cut out the other designs. Okay, then we have our card base. This time it's very vanilla, and it is an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock cut in half. So you take your 8.5 by 11, which is standard size, and of course we carry 8.5 by 11 and 12 by 12, and then you cut it at 5.5 inches, or you could cut it at 4 1/4 inches, the long way. Either way, once you fold it in half, it's going to fit into the invitation size envelope, which is what Stampin' Up! Calls the medium envelope, and we carry them in white, vanilla, and my favorite, clear. So cut it in half, fold it in half. You already know what envelope to put it in. If we sell the envelope, everything's good to go. And it's economical, 2 cards out of 1 piece of paper. And then the next layer I'm using, is not cut correctly. Look at that. Let me grab my trimmer. There's no border here. It's supposed to be 4 by 5 1/4. So let me just cut it in 4 inches real quick. That was not on purpose. I probably just assumed, like I probably grabbed a scrap out and assumed it was the correct size. So that is 4 by 5 1/4, which is basically just a 1/4 inch smaller on both sides than this part, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I cut this, the wrong size too. My goodness. Where was my brain yesterday? This should be a 1/4 inch smaller, so it should be 3 3/4 by 5. This is the Stampin' Up! Trimmer, of course. It's amazing. So 3 3/4 by 5, and that's the 1/4 inch smaller, and so there's all your borders. And then this is going to end up going on top, and then our flowers. So I'm going to set all this aside for now because I don't need to do anything to it, but I need to work on these 2. And I took my trash can from over here away because I had my live event last weekend, I believe. And so I have nowhere to throw this trash away. Anyway, I'm going to stamp in real red ink, and from Poinsettia Petals, we're going to do warm winter, what does it say? Warm wishes from our home to yours. So I've already mounted that on a clear block there. And real red ink, this is one of my old ink pads because all my other ones are packed up with all those tubs that everybody's checking out. But either way, tap gently on Stampin' Up's ink pads. Don't press hard, just tap everywhere multiple times. And then I want this greeting right about here at the bottom. And then I can put the flowers there. Oh, look at that. Messed up. I'm going to flip it over, and actually, I don't know if this stamp is one of them, but in my stamp set, Poinsettia Petals, the big flowers, I do have to use my foam mat every time, which is not normal for me when I have a really hard, firm table. So when you don't have a firm table with photopolymer stamps, these ones that are totally see-through, you normally need to use the foam, which is the Stampin' Pierce mat, under your paper so that you get a clean image. It just does, they don't stamp good on a bumpy or flexible or plastic or any kind of inconsistent surface. But if it's really hard and firm like this one, you're usually fine. My stamp set, I'm pretty sure, is a little bit defective. And yes, Stampin' Up! Will replace that, and they have for me multiple times, but I was lazy on this one, and I was like, I'll just use my Stampin' Pierce mat every time. So anyway, it's been worse on the big flowers, but that's a long story short. That that's just my stamp set. Don't expect that from yours. And that's a little crooked, but we're going to go with it because I don't want to go die cut another one and all that. And really, you want the front side, the stitching is better. So this is just going to be a slightly messed up card. But with this, what I wanted to do is stamp first and then emboss it with the subtle embossing folder, which just literally makes your paper look like textured paper you can purchase from the store. But instead of having to have a full sheet of whatever color textured, you can texture paper as you go. It's awesome. Buying the celebration dies. Sharon, can't wait to play with them. That's awesome. Deb, I love that designer paper too. Centered and not centered. Dana shared twice. Awesome. Hey everybody, thanks for sharing. Susan as well. And then let me see. Good morning, Veronica. Oh, Linda, you have to use those dies. I use them all the time. I actually own 2 now, so that I can die cut 2 at a time, and so that I can loan one to Rhonda. I looked at the comment, to Landa to die cut for me and still have my own at home. So yeah, I assume you're talking about these dies. They're awesome. Okay, so I'm going to bring my die cutting machine over. This is the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, which is available now. The mini machine is not, so you can't buy that one yet. You can buy the big one. And I'm going to die cut my flowers because I have this set up for die cutting. I have given up on my magnetic plate. It's too curled, so I'm back to just using the regular plates for now on bottom, which means that when you use a metal die like this where you want to align it exactly with your image, if it's wiggling around on you, shifting, whatever, you can just grab a sticky note, make sure it crosses the paper and the die, and then that'll hold it in place for you. But you just position it blade down, cutting pad on bottom and top, and crank it through. And you can go faster than I just did, but I went slow because it shakes the camera even more when I do that. So there's that. And then we'll do one more. And you can run the machine either direction. When you're doing regular die cutting of regular paper, nothing crazy intricate or thick paper, you only need to run it through one time. But you can go both directions, so you can save yourself a minute by not going back to the start, if that makes sense. Okay, and then Veronica says she's waiting on the mini. I have some customers doing that as well. They are like the Mervyn's thing, open, open, open. So there's that one. And then for the embossing, my, what is this called? My subtle embossing folder is the old style. So I bought it from Stampin' Up! Before we switched to the current 3D embossing folders. So if you have an old style 3D, either way, you're going to remove this number 2 here. This is for die cutting. You're going to leave this number 1 here. And for the old 3D, you're going to put one clear cutting pad on top. For the new 3D, you're going to put number 4 on top, which comes with the machine. Old 3D, clear, new 3D, gray. That's all you have to remember. And then the ones that are thin, just get 2 clear on top and bottom. Always insert the folded end into the machine first so you don't crack your folder in half. And only roll it through one time, because if you go backwards, folded end is not going in first, the open end is. But you can do it, like I could just flip this around and go that way. So now it has this awesome texture. I don't know how well you can see that, but it does have this awesome texture on there. And for this card especially, it was very plain without embossing this, so that's why I did it. Okay, now we are just ready to assemble. We're going to use on this card also Wink of Stella and the red sheer ribbon, the real red. So nothing is getting attached or wrapped around the designer paper, so I can go ahead and attach it. I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal. Hold it straight up and down. And it's very sticky, so you don't have to cover all the edges. I always hold my paper so that my fingers block it from attaching too strongly to the paper until I get it positioned where I want. And then repeat here. And Rhonda Nall said, beautiful things are rarely perfect. So true. We do have to give ourselves a break when we're stamping. Like, you don't need to be perfect at all. And usually we can hide our mistakes. Have you tried your machine on top of the magnetic plate to flatten it? I did try that, Carol, and it didn't flatten it any better than anything else I've tried, unfortunately. So, but anything we can try. Stampin', by the way, Stampin' Up! Is investigating this now. They're like doing research to figure out what the deal is. So I did this flower flat, and I'm going to add Stampin' Dimensionals to this one. These are just our little 3D pop dot things, but of course ours are awesome. And I cut them in half so I don't have to use as many, or they go farther, however you want to say it. But you don't have to cut them in half. That's not a requirement. And so this flower is just going to go here, like that. Then, so what Wink of Stella is a clear glitter. It's a clear glitter in a paintbrush form. When you get it, you need to read the instructions. There's a little black ring here you have to throw away. And then when you twist this all the way down, it punctures. And then you have to squeeze for a while till the ink flows through. And it's hard to pick up on the camera, but it makes this paper, I'm just putting it in the like golden parts of the flower. It makes it so gorgeous in person. And I could have done this before I put it on, but it's the same difference. And so I know that when Stampin' Up! Sells foil paper, it costs more. And I'm sure it costs more to make. And I believe that's made in China, and the non-foil papers are made in the USA. So I have thought before, you know, why didn't they make that foil? It would have been so much prettier. So that's kind of something we can look or consider, that we can add our own shimmer instead of having foil on some of our papers. And I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I'm just going to turn it. And we can just use Wink of Stella. And then the paper was not as expensive. We can put the shine and shimmer where we want. And again, just trust me, in person, if you can't see it on the camera, it looks awesome. And it dries pretty quickly. I don't remember if I've ever put that to the test to see how long, but as long as you don't smush your hand around on it and press it too hard into like my table right now, in general, I don't think it smears. So I'm going to add this with Stampin' Dimensionals as well on the card here. And if you are watching this new to stamping, copying is your best way to get these ideas. Copying from Facebook Live videos like this. Pinterest is great. You can just type in Stampin' Up! And the name of whatever product you're using in the search. And then there's like our catalog. There's a million places to get your inspiration from. I'm going to make a bunny ear bow. So I've made 2 bunny ears. I'm holding them one in each hand, and all of my fingers are pointing at myself. Nothing's pointing down. And lots of space in between. And then I take my right hand and go over the left. Makes like almost a support ribbon shape. And then that same right loop gets pushed down into the rabbit hole. And then it always makes a really ugly bow, and you just fix it. I have found this ribbon is a tiny bit more challenging. The shape, like how it lays, is a little challenging. That one actually turned out pretty good though, for me, with this ribbon. It's gorgeous ribbon, but just a little challenging for me to tie a bow with. So, but that one turned out good. So with the bows, I usually just use a mini glue dot. They are basically invisible. Don't touch the dot because you'll make it unsticky with your fingers. Put your embellishment on the dot, pull it off, and then place that onto the card. And what I like about this ribbon is it's sheer, so you can actually see the words through the ribbon. So a lot of times the ribbon, like, we'll have to move it because it covers up whatever we had stamped. But in this case, you can truly see through it, so it's awesome. So there's the first card. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Ruth. Yeah, Susan, no problem. That's why replay is there. Cindy says, I'm not new, but I still copy. Same, Cindy. I try to come up with original stuff for classes and stuff, but when I'm doing card swaps and other things, many times I copy. There's lots of reasons and times I copy, or when I'm pressed for time, or my brain just isn't giving me any ideas. But the way I can come up with original ideas now is simply from all the years of copying. I'm basically reproducing things with different stamps. So it does become easier with time, but then again, who cares if you copy? Like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. The point is just to enjoy the hobby. Okay, so this card is going to be one of my online ordering special cards. Yay. Place a $25 or more order online with this host code in October 2020, and you're going to get a kit in the mail to make 4 cards. This kit, there'll be a clear envelope as well, but this is what you'll see in your kit. So everything's cut, embossed, punched, ready for you to stamp and assemble. So this is your card base, which I said the measurements in the last card. And just fold that in half and set it aside. Of course, I do always recommend stamping and stamp like handmade by, made with love, something on the back, sign it, and then set it aside so you don't mess up. And if you stamped the wrong direction, you can usually just flip your card over and make it the correct direction. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, and then let me tell you what all your pieces are. So this is our plush poinsettia designer paper. It is vellum with velvet on top. It's gorgeous. And there are 3 designs. Where did I put it? Right here. And I believe you get 6 sheets of 12 by 12. But there's the poinsettia designs, which all of these do fit that die that I used at the beginning. Oh, right here. I believe all of these fit it. So you can die cut all the flowers out on the full 12 by 12 sheet. But there's all these other little images as well. There is the sheet with the petals and berries. And there's a die that cuts out every single leaf. And there's a die that cuts out these berries. So not this one, which has more, but this one that has less. And there's several of them on the sheet. So you can die cut those out, or you can just use it like we are today, just as a sheet. And then the one we're using today, which I already showed you. They come in 12 by 12, like I said. Mine have gotten cut up for different reasons. But it's soft. It's very textury, you know, if you like that and all that stuff. So there's that. That's 4 by 5 1/4. That's going to go on the front of your card. And then your flowers will be die cut for you. And your what are these things called? Berries. Didn't poke out my little pieces there. So the berries are the silver foil, but the flowers and leaves are the red and green foil paper is what it's called. Red and green foil paper. I believe you get 2 sheets of each color. That's what they look like. They are not defined as a particular Stampin' Up! Color. They're just called red and green. Let's see if I passed them. I never can remember what product they're with, but they're located up here in the top corner. It's where I'm looking. I should have written down the page number. But anyway, it's really awesome foil, and I would be surprised if it carries over because stuff like that seems to not be available later, although you never know, and I don't know anything. But this is terrible that I can't find it. But I would get it now if you want it while it's still available. There it is. So it's on the page with the triangle, tree angle. $10. Oh, I'm going to have to turn it around to read it. Yeah, 2 of each 12 by 12. So 2 red, 2 green. Okay. So it's awesome. And when you die cut with these dies, there are 2 dies for each of these 3 flowers. There is the outside image and the inside image. I have mine taped together from a tip from Landa so that I can do both at one time. And so when you die cut this, it cuts out the edge and it puts the detail on the inside. And of course, look how shiny. And then I am going to use these on the last card, and you'll see, like, I'm just going to explain what the deal is at that time. Run over here and turn my fan on. It's getting warm in here. So same with the leaves. They're taped together, and there's a large leaf and a small leaf. So these are not the same size. I used the large one. And my small one is not taped together yet because I simply haven't used it as a single like that yet. Okay, so all we're going to stamp on this one is on this piece here, which is Everyday Label Punch. It'll be pre-punched for you in your kit from Whisper White. We're going to stamp the greeting, may magic and wonder bloom this holiday. So ink gently. And then you do have to really, I'm going to maybe get my head in the camera. You do have to look because bloom this holiday fits up here. You need to go higher. So just, oh, I don't know if I need my foam. Just make sure you really watch where you're placing it. It's a little higher than normal so that everything fits. Okay. Gorgeous font, gorgeous, you know, it's awesome. And then all you have to do is put this card together. There will be a piece of real red sheer ribbon in your kit. I haven't cut mine yet. So let me show you how I put this together. I'm going to put my flowers together flat first. And I'm using this silicone craft sheet just in case my adhesive goes off the edges. It won't go onto my table or scratch paper and make that sticky. This just magically makes adhesive disappear. Silicone craft sheet, it's awesome. So there's my flower. Then I'm gonna add the leaves. So just randomly pick a side, and then I'll put the other leaf across from it. That'll work. Oh, also with this one, you're gonna get a beaded pearl, which is in the same section with all the poinsettia stuff. It's a whole suite. You can actually just order this one item code for $94 and get everything on this page. Designer paper, stamp set, other designer paper, pearls, and ribbon. Now this paper's on sale right now, and it would be the same, like you don't get an extra discount with this, it's just convenience. So you could type in all the codes individually and you'll get the sale price there, and that's the bundle pricing. But anyway, that's an awesome suite of products. And then on the next page, in case you're not familiar with the book, is where they show you the full-size stamps and the dies. It's a really big stamp set. Okay, so anyway, you'll get a beaded pearl, or if it's 50 or more, you're either going to get a full pack of this or a full roll of this, depending on what's available from Stampin' Up! When I place my order. I'm going to do a glue dot on the beaded pearl. And I am building all this before I glue this down to my card on purpose, so you'll see. Then for the which I could have done this before, I just honestly got distracted. For the berries, I'm going to attach those just like I did the leaves. And I'm not worrying too much about how much adhesive, because then I'm going to put Stampin' Dimensionals on top of all of that to secure it down. So, grab those. So I'm going to just make sure I overlap the berries at some point. And then balance it out with a few more dimensionals. And we're good. So that's going to go on the front of my card. I'll just peel the backing off of all of these. I don't know if they're easier to peel off when it's just a half a dimensional. I never thought about that, but maybe that's a little bonus there. Just placing that reading there for a little guide for me to know where to place that. So there's that. And then on this piece, we're going to place adhesive on the back. I'm doing these two sides. And then we're going to attach the ribbon. I like to look at the front, not look at the back when I do this, because the front is what is showing and that I want to look a certain way. So I stick the ribbon to the back, and then I make a loop. But you can see I'm adjusting when needed. And then hold it down and trim. Now you may just have a strip of ribbon depending on how I end up packaging these. So you would do the same technique, but it wouldn't be on the roll. But that just gives you a nice, what's the word? It's like giving the ribbon or giving the label a layer behind it, like we would with a layer of cardstock, but with ribbon instead. And I did that on this card because the white on white, or not white on white, but anyway, that with nothing behind it was too plain to me. So that's why I added the ribbon. I didn't want to wrap the ribbon all the way around because it would show through on the back. If that makes sense, it would show through the vellum. So that's what I did. See how y'all are doing over here. Thank you, Marianne. I know, and like, it's very, in my opinion, not to brag, this is very stunning, but you can't really take the credit when Stampin' Up! Just makes it so easy. They made these dies for us. They made this foil paper shiny. Like, they did all the work. We just put it together. So now I'm going to turn this over, and I'm only going to put adhesive where I can see images, because vellum likes to show, the adhesive likes to show through. So hopefully that makes sense. I didn't put it on the edges like I normally do, because you would see a line on the front of your card. And it will hold it just fine. And if these kind of flip up a little bit, it just looks like, it doesn't look bad. I don't know how to describe what it looks like, but it looks fine. So pretty. So that'll be one of your cards free with a 25 or more purchase. Get the accessory if it's 50 or more in October 2020. Right, one more card, and the next one is also one of the ones you're going to get with your kit. You do that online order. So we have our card base, very vanilla, 5.5, 8.5. A scrap of very vanilla. A piece of the designer paper, 4 by 5 1/4. A piece of soft suede. I'm gonna have to measure it. 3 by 4. Yep, 3 by 4. And that means this very vanilla is 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. And then I've already die cut. Oh, sorry. And then another strip of vanilla is 3/4 of an inch by 4. 3/4 by 4. And then I've already die cut this little bitty flower center from the dies. Right there, that little guy. And it puts little dots. Hopefully you can see those in the image. Little embossed dots. That's our flower center. So for this card, we're gonna do more stamping. So I'm gonna put this here. Hopefully I won't lose it. I definitely need my foam map. And I'm going to stamp the 3 flower images that can be die cut out as singles, I guess. That's like a whole flower. All 3 of those in Bumblebee. Just an FYI, to be able to make all 4 of the cards in this kit, these are the ink colors you need. So we used Real Red already. The other colors are Garden Green, Pear Pizzazz, Bumblebee, and Soft Suede. These 4 are getting used on this card. So Bumblebee is for these flowers. So you just need all 4. I don't know that your paper will be cut this size. I just grabbed a scrap. But yours will probably be long and skinny instead. And then this one. And then those get die cut out. What I wanted to show you about that is, so I have these taped together. And I'm lazy and I don't want to untape them and have to put them back together. They do have the stitching or the embossing pieces in here, but what I found is I would actually cut these apart by hand, and so I could separate them more on the die cut machine. Look at that. Luckily it fell right into place. So what I found is I put my readers on, if you have that issue. I get really close and have good lighting on my die cut machine, and I align, just look through the cracks and align the image as perfect as I can, and then I hold it with a sticky note and I die cut it. And then I didn't have to remove this part. Again, this is just me being lazy. And I was able to die cut them. Now, it put I want to say stitching, sorry, every time, but it's not stitching. It put the little embossing marks in there, but no one would ever know. So they don't, like, if they're off center from the stamping, it makes 0 difference. So, I die cut all 3 out that way. Due to my laziness, I could have removed it, and then you can just see a little better is the point, because this kind of blocks your view. So that's what I did with those. I believe that is the only die cutting I did. Yeah, besides the little center that we pre-done for you. So if you don't have the dies when you get your kit, you can hand cut all 3 of those out. And then bring this back in, and we're going to stamp on this piece. And what we're going to stamp is the berries, which there is a die that cuts this out. We're just not using it. But you can stamp the stem and then the berries in a different color. and then the large leaf, which also has a detail stamp, which I'm going to use. Again, there is a die, I just didn't cut it out for this one. So I'm going to stamp, I'll do the leaves first. So I have garden green for my dark. And by the way, these colors are just pulled directly from the designer paper. So on the back of your packet, it'll tell you what colors are in the paper. Now, there are times when you can totally see that there's another color that matches it as well that maybe wasn't listed by Stampin' Up. And of course, you can totally use those. But if you want to know for sure, you can refer to that. And then Pear Pizzazz for the detail part. I'm gonna grab my, what is it? I think I forgot to bring my greeting over here. Or not bring it, but yeah, I did. It's Merry Christmas, so I'll have to grab a block for that. Anyway, this is this is the detail. This is the filler, I guess. Pear Pizzazz. Really easy to align because it does not need to be perfect, but it just adds so much cool detail there. And then the berries, I'm going to stamp in the stem part in soft suede. And I'm basically making a background here to go behind the flowers. So you could do that any way you wanted. And then my greeting is soft suede also. I'm just going to use this clear block just so I don't have to walk away. It's a little bigger than I need. But Merry Christmas in soft suede ink right in the center of that piece. Like that. And then last but not least, the inside of the berries, or the actual berries I should say, they're going to be bumblebee. So you just have to turn your stamp. Whew, I'm far away. Until the images align. So it might play a little trick on you at first. Then you'll get it figured out. And I'm really far away, so it's hard to see if I'm aligning properly. I mean, I'm far away for stamping anyway. Is my head in the screen? So pretty. Okay, I think that's all of our stamping. Now we can assemble. So, of course, card base. Let's see what y'all are saying here. Working smarter, not harder. Definitely, Ruth. And where's my bum folder? A little tip is, like, that center is a tiny piece of paper, so it's no big deal. But you could have cut that from here to save paper as well. So card base, and then let me attach. There's no ribbon going around anything on this one, so we're okay to start putting things together. I like to just have something light behind when I have a dark piece of paper, like as dark as my table. I want this to be the top. For Merry Christmas, we're going to add a banner. So I could have used a punch, but I was lazy. I'm just going to hand cut it. So straight up the center, and then from each corner to that center cut. And same again. So there's that. Our flower, just quickly put it together just like the last one. You can color these in, of course, as well. Stamp them in Memento Black and use stamping blends, or stamp it in Stays On and do watercoloring or watercolor pencils, or anything you want to color with. I'm going to use a mini Stampin' Dimensional for that center. Make sure I turn it the correct direction with that embossing there. And then I'm gonna attach this to my project with Stampin' Dimensionals. And I don't have any berries or anything that I have to look out for, so I'm just gonna add a couple there. And just right in the middle to kind of cover up the center part of that. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. Get this kit free. And then I added Stampin' Dimensionals to the back of this. And then for Merry Christmas, it's going to, I'm going to put adhesive at the very top of Merry Christmas, and then Stampin' Dimensionals along the bottom, and you'll see why, because it's going to kind of overlap. I'm going to give this a haircut over here to the side so I can reach easier to cut some more halves. Anyway, this is going to overlap this one, and since it's raised up, you don't want to stack your dimensionals too much. So I'll put these over here at the bottom. And in this case, you actually do want them cut in half so that it's only the bottom half. It's very sticky. I cannot get that off my hand. Okay, so let me put this on my card front first. The gorgeous designer paper. Almost done. And I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek of the other two cards. One thing I like to do is when I learn a cool technique that's easy is repeat it 500 times. So that's what I'm doing on one of the cards. I'm going to sneak peek you. It's just like one of my card class cards from last month, but it's different. So on my other card, I centered this. I'm going to go a little higher this time. I think I might like that better because of the greeting. So you can kind of see, it'll be a subtle difference, but you can see. So those are at the bottom. That'll overlap where the dimensionals are on that piece. And that's it. So this one's a little lower, as you can see there. Whew, I feel like I did a marathon there. Thank you, Cindy, so nice. Still not getting notifications when I go live. Of course, part of that's just Facebook, Jewel. Like, there were so many Facebook glitches this week, can't even count. So, you know, sometimes we try, like we, as in even stuff I want to see, and we don't get it. But when you go to my business page, towards the top, like probably you'll see like my picture and stuff, and then all these little buttons and tabs. I can't remember exactly how it looks, but there'll be something about follow and then notifications, and you just want to click like the most for everything, all the notifications, follow, you know, etc. And that can hopefully help you. And if I'm glad you guys like this, thank you, Della. If you are still not getting them, I don't know if you're signed up for my email newsletter, but I always send out an email that goes out right at 9 a.m. to say I'm going live. I figure that way people who forgot or aren't on Facebook all the time like I am or whatever. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you, Chris. Thanks, Terry. Deb, that's such a compliment. Ann, thank you. Deb says, I didn't want this set until I saw your cards, which very big compliment, because I thought, honestly, when I did these today, I was like, I hope people aren't already over this stamp set because it's so popular. So thank you. That's a very nice compliment. So there's the 3 cards we made today. These 2 are part of my online ordering special when you order with that code. And then a little sneak peek of the other 2 that you'll get. And that's that technique that I'm like gonna use until I'm bored of it, basically. So all 4 of those cards, you'll get a kit to make everything that we can will be cut, punched, die cut, etc. This one's got a little velvet paper on it, the red velvet. So hopefully you guys like it. You're welcome, Stacy. Thank you, Linda. Thanks, Cindy. Stacy said her favorite card. Yay! Thanks for all the hearts and stuff. I'm glad you guys like them. Oh, and did I bring them over? Yeah. I'll just do this real quick. If you have to go, I understand. But I just brought over lots of other samples I have of these, of this stamp set from other people. Maybe some of these are from me. In fact, some of them are. But a lot of them are from card swaps I participated in, or team events where my team has done stuff and given me a copy or whatever. This one's the little, I think that's called a Z fold. Let me go with all the ones that are this direction. The plush poinsettia paper. I loved this one where we made a little jar of like a flower bouquet there. This was the original yellow one I did, and a lot of people really liked that color combo. There's another one with the plush poinsettia. And then these go the other direction. She combined that with those plaid dyes from the annual catalog. Looks awesome. Another fancy fold there. Here's another one with more of the color scheme of the card I just did. This is a gorgeous one April did in a group with the cruise that we do. We're doing a stamping cruise in 2022 if you want info on that. But anyway, there's just a few more samples for you guys to check out, and hopefully will inspire you. All right. Glad I caught you live. Fun to see the comments. Awesome, Deb. Me too. So thank you. Thank you, Tommy. Thanks, Sharon. The green is the winner. My green? Now I'm like... I almost want to say, and not just for my videos, but when I'm watching Facebook Lives too and I comment, or anyone, I think we should give more info about what we're commenting on, because when you're looking just at the comments, you're like, what did they say was, cute or a good tip or whatever. Sometimes it's like, what did I say? Or if you're watching someone else's video, what did they say? Anyway, but I think you mean the last green one I showed. So thank you, Sharon. All right. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it all. Like always, if I didn't say hi to you, that was not personal. That was me either not looking at the screen or talking too much, or sometimes I swear I'm like, I know I was looking at the screen when that person commented. Maybe Facebook didn't show it to me until later. So anyway, either way, hello, goodbye. Thank you. And y'all have a great day. By the way, next week, thank you, Dana. I intend to go live on Wednesday because of our retreat. So unless I just cannot get it together, I'll be going live Wednesday. So Joel, make note. But I will do my usual, a couple of Facebook posts and an email to remind you. But Wednesday instead of Thursday next week. Hope y'all have a great week, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.